Okay, alright, awesome, fantastic. Hello everybody and welcome back to more Pokemon FireRed version. Last time we had a bit of a scare in the form of getting our Charmander poisoned right at the end of Viridian Forest. This time, however, we're gonna do a little bit of training up because that's kind of what we have to do. Our Pokemon are nowhere near strong enough to go and encounter and fight in the first gym. And some of you might be thinking, well, Angel, why did you just knock out that first Pokemon? Well, you see, where we are standing is still classified as Route 2, and we technically already caught Rattata on Route 2 before Viridian Forest. So that's why I don't mind actually beating up on things out here. That being said, however, we're gonna kind of just freely beat up on things. While we're at it, though, we're gonna take the time to actually level up our Rattata because that is kind of a sticking point. Very low level right now. And that kind of just gives me an opportunity to kind of give my thoughts on things for how this LP is going so far. I initially was not going to do this. I initially had a different Let's Play planned, but as I kind of started working on it, I really didn't like how it was coming out. I really didn't enjoy playing it. I really didn't enjoy what I was doing with it. So, like I said like I may have said before, I asked some of my closest friends and closest compatriots, like, hey, should I do this instead? And it was a toss-up between this and two other games that I had on the docket for potential games that I was going to do. That's tackle. Perfect. We're gonna go take a quick heal. And so, universally across the board, everybody was kind of like, do this, do a Nuzlocke for this, we want to see you do a Nuzlocke for this. It's like, I've never done a Nuzlocke before? I've never done anything of the sort before? So, to go from, hey, no Nuzlocke to now suddenly go do Nuzlocke kind of daunting, but I am really familiar with FireRed. I'm really familiar with Emerald. Generation 3 was my generation. I loved every bit of Generation 3. It was the generation for me. I played my cartridge of Emerald so much that my cartridge of Emerald it's dead. It lost its battery. What do I mean by this? Whenever you boot up Emerald or Ruby or Sapphire, I think even FireRed and Leaf Green also had this. They had time mechanics and stuff tied to time mechanics. And as such, that was recorded by an internal battery, and my battery dried up. Like, I played my copy of Emerald so much that I went from a full battery to one day, hey, the battery was just dead. I had 9,999 hours put onto that. My cartridge of Emerald had maxed out time. The whole shebang. And I loved it for its many features and things, and you know what? I rue the day that my little brother got a hold of it when I wasn't home and saved over it. I rue the day because I had a shiny Rayquaza on there. I had a mess loads of a ton of shiny Pokemon from just playing it for so long. It was devastating, to say the least. Absolutely devastating. But hopefully I can put the same level of effort that I did on that into my Switch or something else if they ever give us Emerald on the Switch too. That would be awesome, in my opinion. And a critical hit. Awesome. We'll swap over to our Pidgey. Let's how to use Tail Whip. Ooh, I don't like that. Nope. You're in the yellow already? Nope, 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 nope. It's gonna split 3 ways, but you know what? I'd rather it split 3 ways than lose a team member already. Rattata grew to level 5. And Pidgey grew to level 8. I think with no, because if I was to do this off screen, everyone would say, "Hey, your Pokemon could have fainted off screen and you just healed them back to full health. You cheated. You're not actually, like, playing in the spirit of it. So this is kind of more in the spirit of it, of just making sure, hey, yeah, everything that you're doing is being tracked. Attack missed. Use tackle. And honestly, I'm kind of fine with that, to be completely honest. Lowering the accuracy. Eventually we'll hit. Yep. Getting closer and closer and closer. And some of you might be thinking, well, why are you not training in Viridian Forest? Where XP is probably much, much better. I don't feel like, having as much of a scare. I don't feel like having my Pokemon potentially get poisoned again. No offense. Cat is finally up to level 5 now. Okay, your defense is horrendous though, Tata. You potentially lose this fight to Pidgey, who's one level lower than you. I'm not super in love with. Honestly, I haven't even checked the natures of our other two compatriots, which I probably should. what are our natures? Summary. Rattata's got a modest nature that takes away from attack and gives to special attack. Probably not the best thing for Rattata, if I'm being honest. And Pidgey has a hardy nature, which I want to say is one of the neutral natures. Yes. It gives to attack and takes away from attack, making it a neutral nature. So it does literally nothing. For our purposes. Oh, but this is going to be a long journey if this is what we're going to have to do. I promise it won't be this excruciating later down the line, because I'll have better methods of leveling as kind of time goes on. But for right now, it is kind of painful to sit here and just beat up on level 5 Rattata. Slowly leveling ourselves up. Yeah, critical hit. Awesome. Rattata grew to level 6. And Glasgow got a little bit of EXP as well. Hey, Pidgey. To be fair though, I'm also like finding it kind of hard to like come up with other things that are like somewhat interesting to talk about while we are kind of just mindlessly grinding here. And that's kind of no fault of my own. That's just like, oh, well, Her dear old Glasgow is just taking an absolute beating, though, for this Rattata. Let's go for a tackle. Patty, you can kind of hang on for yourself. You know what? That would be kind of interesting to kind of talk about here. Potential Pokemon that we could have encountered in our travel so far. So, during Route 1, we could have encountered either the Pidgey or the Rattata. Either or. In Viridian City, there is an encounter for us, but we can't gain access to it yet. We won't gain access to it we won't be able to gain access to that encounter for a while. Route 2, on the other hand, had 4 different encounters we could have ran into: the Pidgey, the Rattata, Caterpie, and Weedle. And finally, we had 5 different encounters that we could have ran into while venturing through Viridian Forest. Those being Caterpie, Weedle, Kakuna, Metapod, and Pikachu. I'm so mindlessly grinding that I was kind of like looking at information on my phone and didn't even realize how much health my Rattata had. So we're gonna swap you out real quick here, buddy. Rattata grew to level 7. Awesome. Rattata learned Quick Attack. Even more awesome. What is Quick Attack? Quick Attack is a kind of a really useful move for our purposes, especially early on. No. An almost invisibly fast attack that is certain to strike first. It has a little bit higher power than Tackle, and its accuracy is actually 100, so just straight up a better Tackle. It usually will move first, and that is basically it. Straight up a strictly better Tackle that moves first. Without getting into the real nitty-gritty of everything. Hey, another Pidgey. Quick attack here. Ooh. I am so glad I actually double-checked that. So our maximum level is not 16, it is 14. That is our maximum level that we can actually be for our gym battle. So, takes a few levels off of us. But I think, oh, well, there's Caterpie finally showing up. I think with this, though, after, like, sitting here and kind of mulling it over in my head while we're doing this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to train off-screen to make this LP go a little bit smoother. I'd hate for entire episodes to kind of... I may do an episode whenever we have to do kind of a training arc, where we sit down and I just demonstrate that we can kind of freely get by without doing anything too crazy. And then once that's demonstrated for an episode, then I will, off camera, get to our appropriate levels. Because otherwise, this would be so boring to sit here and watch me go from level 2 to all the way up to level 14 on all 3 of these Pokemon, just grinding low level Pokemon. That would be horrendous to do. So, in any case, we're going to take a quick save here. And next time, we're going to go and encounter our dear gym leader. In any case, though, I've been your host, XFAngel98. If you enjoyed the show and you enjoyed watching, feel free to like, follow, subscribe. And as always, catch us back here next time. Have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. Cheers.